Hi, how are you on Cesar Blues channel? And this is a new gourmet batch that cost me more than 220 euros at the Gourmet Club. And it's made up of a series of products that really caught my attention. Some are extremely expensive, costing up to 900 euros per kilo, while others are much cheaper. But within the type of product they're also gourmet products. And well, they're designed to satisfy the needs of someone looking for a special bite, which is my case. Today, there's a bit of everything, Starters, main courses, there are also some desserts and a good wine to go along with this tasting that starts right now. And I'll start with these Manzanilla olives. It says here, stuffed with Cantabrian anchovy from the Club del Gourmet brand. Be careful, they cost over 23 euros per kilo. I also closely checked the photo on the package because it looks like there's a real anchovy in there. And because normally, anchovy stuffed olives usually aren't filled with real anchovy. They're usually filled with a paste that contains anchovy. I read the ingredients and it says here olive, green manzanilla, water, salt, anchovy, and it actually says the word anchovy. So I understand that it's not this paste. To my surprise, when I looked it up on the Club del Gourmet website, the website says that the ingredients are different, that it's an anchovy paste that contains 6% anchovy and also has water, and I don't know what else. Careful, because it also has something I really don't like, which is E621. Why don't I like that? Well, because it's the famous monosodium glutamate, which is made to enhance flavors where there aren't any. And what it does is add something that's not in that product, besides all the negative things they say about this ingredient. And I also have a wine, of course. And since I'm in Madrid, this time I've chosen a wine from here, from Madrid, Las Moradas de San Martín. I didn't just choose it because it's from Madrid, but also because it's a numbered edition. This is bottle number 706 out of 3,151. And also because it has something very nice here on the label, which says it's hand harvested. It has been aged for 18 months in French oak barrels. It's from the 2018 vintage. And with this, today's meal begins. Well, I have everything ready here. The table is set, and we're going to start by opening the wine. It comes with wax on the top, so you just pierce it right here. All right, the cork came out perfectly. And now, just like this. I'm going to leave it there for a bit. Let it breathe. The more it airs out, the better it is for a wine of this kind. And meanwhile, I'll tell you that I've opened the olives and they don't look anything like the ones on the package. Well, let's try them, but this one here is even empty, isn't it? Well, this is the content that comes in one of the little jars that came with it. It doesn't look nothing like the one on the package. Look, I'm going to open one here. This doesn't even have anchovy or anything like it. It just has that so-called anchovy paste, anchovy. So what's going on? Folks? What are you doing? Why include anchovy in olives stuffed with anchovy paste? That can't be. This is anchovy paste, right? They're really good on the other hand, but what a disappointment I got, you tell me. If this looks anything like the one in the picture, well, I'll tell you. It's just that the olive is round. Well, round. By the way, did you know that Manzanilla olives have nothing to do with the taste of apples? It's due to the olive tree's rounded crown, which resembles an apple tree, giving it the name Manzanilla. What a letdown that even this one is empty, but honestly it couldn't be any emptier. There's absolutely nothing in it, nothing at all. So we're off to a great start. Just my luck, all these things. Well, they're not sponsored. I paid for this myself, so I can say what I want and show things as they are. They're good, but there's a lot of monosodium glutamate, not much else. This one, I don't even know if you can see it on the overhead camera. Looks kind of ugly. They're cheap, aren't they? Anyway, a bit of a disappointment looking up information online to see what I could find about how they make the products. I like to learn all I can before trying something. That's where I saw that the ingredients listed online are different from the ones on the package. If I had known it was filled with anchovy paste, look, I actually picked them just because of that. When I saw the picture and ingredients, I realized they're filled with anchovy. That's it. A total fail, and I think it's really bad, even though I'm a fan of the Club del Gourmet brand. This was quite a blunder. Anyway, let's continue because I think the next one is definitely gonna be a 10. And these are Gildas, but smoked Gildas, the classic Gilda with its pipara pepper, anchovy, and Manzanilla olive, but this time in a smoked version. These are prepared by the company Rooftop Smokehouse from Barcelona. Let's see how these olives are, which it says here have anchovy, pipara, pepper, and olive. And I have to assume that what they've smoked are the olives, the piparas, and the anchovies. I don't know. Let's see how they are. True to tradition, I'm going to open the can here live. Let's see if this year I can keep my record of not getting dirty while opening cans. For now, this I am seems to be going well. Wow, oh my, the can is much bigger than what it actually contains. But as soon as you open it, this smells smoky, which is really nice. Wow, and look at that, the liquid is so clear. I don't know if it's oil. Let's see how many there are. I'm going to put them all. One facing this way, another facing that way. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 Gildas in the can, which I'm going to move away from here to try not to get dirty with how nice they look. I don't know why they didn't use a glass container so you could see them. Anyway, they smell strongly of smoke. Here, there's actually anchovy. This is an anchovy paste. It comes with the pipara pepper, which has had the stem removed so it doesn't taste bitter, and it comes with 2 olives. Hey, wow, I knew that saying, what starts badly ends badly, wasn't going to be true. I had tested the olives before and I knew I could fail, but I knew I was going to love this. Great smoky flavor. It seems that what they smoke is smoked with oak wood. This is so good. I don't intend to eat everything I bought today, but this, wow. I thought it was a Gordal olive. The Gordal olive is called that because it's much bigger. This is a medium-sized olive. I'm going to try things one by one to see if I can tell what's smoked, the intensity of the olive's smoky flavor. A lot. From the pipara, practically nothing. The anchovy they use is sublime, delicious and perfectly salted, not too salty. The anchovy isn't smoked, even though smoked anchovies exist. So actually, it's the olive that's smoked. The pipara is hardly spicy at all. And I have to tell you that in my experience, as far as I've learned, a pipara that's not very spicy is a higher quality pipara. Yeah, that's right. All 6 Gilditas will be eaten. It's just inevitable. It's inevitable. It's an absolute pleasure. The wine's been here for a while, and with everything happening, it's time to try it and toast your company. Thanks for being there. Thank you. Well, I really like the wine. It's very good here. I stand up for the wines from the Madrid region. We've got quite a few. I've already tried several in different restaurants and also here at home. And I have to say, it's very good. Just like I said about the olive stuffed with anchovies, well, no words. This is a success. I'll continue. This is one of the most expensive products I've ever had on this table in my life. They cost 860 euros per kilo. These are Rosa La Fuente's clams. They say they're made with white clams, alive and fresh, which come from the Arosa estuary and also from the Noya estuary. It's a family-run canning company founded in 1904 by Manuel Francisco La Fuente and Rosa. I understand that she is the current owner of the company, which is located in Vilanova de Arosa. It's really striking that next to this can of 20 medium-sized units, there was another can of 16 large-sized units. Well, the large-sized ones cost about 350 euros per kilo, which is less than half the price of these. Actually, it should be the other way around, shouldn't it? The larger ones should be pricier, so let's see if the taste differs. They always say big donkey walking or not, right? But in this case, fine Philippine clam, supposedly tastier and well, at a much higher price, so I'm going to open the clams here on camera as well. I opened the olives in the kitchen, that's the truth. I didn't think to open them here for fun, but I really want to open them like this, live and in person. To count, let's see if it's true that there are 20 little clams. Let's count the clams in the can, which must have been hit because it's a bit dented. Well, right off the bat, I'll tell you, and I do pay attention to these things, that it opens really well, okay? Come on. Some people tell me that I don't get dirty because I don't remove this last part. Well, cheer up, friends. Look, here it is removed again, and I didn't get dirty. And let's count clams. 1. I'm going to start with the broken part so I don't get lost. Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait a moment. Huh. It just has another floor below. You know what? I'll spread them out here. I don't want to stay curious. All right, well, can you see what they're like now? Medium size. There really are 20. I mean, there's a person counting the clams they're going to put in the can. I don't think anyone has ever sat at home counting if there are 20 clams, and I have to say there really are 20. I appreciate the precision since it bothers me when it says mussels 15, 18, but there are always 15, or it says 20, 25, but there are always 20 here. You can actually see them. 20 clams in 4 rows of 5 each. I love not wasting broth from little clams or canned foods in their own juice, you know, because that's where all the flavor is. What you see here costs 55 euros, so I'm going to enjoy these clams as if they were the best I've ever eaten in my life. Oh my goodness, I didn't expect it to be this good. Oh my goodness, I'm going to finish the whole can. But I have to say, and again, I like to tell things as they are, I got a little bit of grit. In the second one, the texture is almost like a creamy, slightly syrupy paste. It has a powerful flavor, a refined taste, as the experts would say. It's an elegant flavor. What a texture. I mean, I'm sorry to say that I'm getting a little bit of grit, you know, and it shouldn't be like that, you know. I've experienced that too when eating saffron milk caps, especially the very clean ones served in restaurants. Sometimes you get some dirt, right? This is like that. Let's try the broth. Dip the bread. I visited a local bakery, probably the best around. This is a sourdough bread and baguette. The broth is truly amazing. In fact, I'm going to drink it. These things that come natural, that only have, according to the label, clams, water and salt. That water obviously has a lot of the clam's own flavor. Zero grit in this, zero grit. These are some of the best clams I've ever eaten, huh? I love cockles too, and the same thing happens. No matter how good they are, there's always a bit of grit. You have no idea, red wine with those clams? Well, more than one sommelier has told me to drink the wine you like, with whatever you like, huh? I'm not a wine expert, but I've been trying and learning about them for a few years. But until I have enough knowledge, I'm not going to jump in head first here. Discussing the bouquet, aroma, and depth would just be talking for the sake of it. It really annoys me when I find dirt, and I just found some again. Sorry about Rosa La Fuente, nearly 900 euros per kilo. It's kind of pushing the limit of what's unacceptable that I keep finding so much dirt, you know? Everything is delicious, exceptional, but exceptional means the texture is insanely good. I understand the whole selection process for these clams, the whole packaging and preparation process, but out of 20 clams, I've already gotten 3 or 4 with dirt. Honestly, they're so good that I'd almost say I don't care, but still, I think it's unusual. It's quite a treat, that's for sure. Just like that, without even realizing it, I've eaten the whole can. I don't think I would have noticed the difference between these $55 ones and the cheaper ones, you know? It wouldn't have made sense for me to buy both, but anyway, I don't have enough money to do such thorough tests, to try the whole range of clams from Rosa La Fuente, but for now, if they hadn't had any grit, like canned clams. An absolute 10, but with that problem, I can't give it more than a 7 just to put a number on it, you know? They're really good. Let's continue. Also from this brand, I've tried several things because it's made by the guys from Guellumar. This is grilled octopus. Well, octopus on the grill, and from what I can see, it only has octopus, extra virgin olive oil, and salt. It's 100% natural preserve. Let's find out how it is and how it tastes. I have high expectations for the grilled octopus. And it comes, and I greet you, well wrapped in paper. Will I get dirty or not? Olive oil is on top, and I'm taking it all off. Wow, look, the picture I saw was like a whole leg rolled up here. This one isn't rolled up here. I'm going to take all the contents of the can out onto the plate again so we can see exactly what's inside this can of grilled octopus. Tentacles, size, I'd say not very big. Well, this is what's in the can. What do you think? Let's put this together. Almost all the canned octopus I've tried in my life had a certain canned taste, as I usually say. We're not going to see this octopus grilled. I think this just goes straight into a little piece. It has a somewhat firm consistency. The texture is a bit tough. You can definitely tell it was grilled. I find it not very juicy, you know? It's just right on salt. It doesn't seem like a very salty product, not too salty, and it doesn't taste like olive oil at all. Or does it? Are you going to try it here? I'm not sure if the overhead camera shows it, but there's a lot of olive oil. Yeah, it has a bit of octopus flavor, and well, in the end it does taste like octopus, but I don't know. It's kind of, let's say, it's a bit lacking in flavor. So for now, the octopus has left me cold. I'm not interested or affected by it. I'm sure if we were here together having it, you'd think the same as I do, huh? There's nothing bad to say, but there's nothing good either. I mean, well, you know, the sauce has more octopus flavor than the octopus itself, and I don't see it as a gourmet product or anything like that. I don't like the sauce more than the octopus. Let's continue. And here we have Maruca roe at 96.50 euros per kilo. This is a piece of roe that's been made by hand for over 50 years. They consider it the caviar of the Mediterranean. It comes from Cartagena in Murcia, and it catches my attention because they say you can eat it in thin slices, or you can grate it, for example, to put it on pasta dishes. Anyway, let's see how it is. It says here, open the package 10 minutes before consuming. All right, I'm going to plate it, let it sit for 10 minutes and try it. The Maruca is already at room temperature. I've cut 3 little slices here. I'm going to fill the glass a bit, so let's see how it goes. Man, this is so good. It couldn't be a better match, right? The name caviar of the sea is pure umami, right? Pure umami. What a flavor explosion. Oh, I really like this. I see it more as something to eat with bread than just like this, going all out like I do. Oh, that's good. The texture is almost like cream. It's like a sea ham. I mean, the ham technique with the roe, which, like I said, is something creamy, salty, a texture, oh, I don't know how to explain it, like the texture of butter just out of the fridge, a buttery bite. How good is this? It's exceeded my expectations, hasn't it? I didn't expect it to be this good at all. The taco, even though it's not related at all, somehow reminds me of mojama, you know? The intensity of flavor is very, 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 very high, you know? Really high, pure umami, you know? If I'd served myself the whole taco, I would have eaten it all. Well, you see, today there are highs and lows, ups and downs. Let's see what's coming. Let's go. I think there's no doubt that I'm going to love it. For now, this is the best bite from this gourmet box, from this new gourmet batch. By far, José Peña's sardines at 153 euros per kilo. José Peña is the grandson of José Peña Ubiña, who founded the Cannery Conservas Peña in Cambados in Galicia. Well, these are the premium sardines, special limited edition. There are only 6,000 cans, no more and no less, small size. They are caught with the seito, and this catch is only allowed at dusk and dawn. And they say these are caught at sunrise, because at that moment the sardine has an empty stomach, and it's easier to clean, since they prepare them one by one. And while that makes it easier to prepare this canned food, which I'm really looking forward to trying here, it also says so in the ingredients. It clearly just has sardines, olive oil, and salt. Let's see these little sardines. How are they compared to the last ones I tried, which I loved? By the way, I don't know if they're watching. Greetings from here. I bought them at Conservas Evama, like Eva Maria, but without the ria. Oh, this is dangerous. It's really going to splash. Wow, they're so tiny and watercolor. Wow, and how does this smell? Yeah, come on, this is going to be a 10, I'm sure. Well, jacket off and shirt not stained. I'm going to move this so I don't get myself dirty. Wow, how does this look? Wow, here come 2 little pieces. Wow, sardines from the dawn. This is light years ahead of everything before, huh? This is light damage. Oh my God, José Peña. This is like a smooth sardine pate. They're completely whole. Look how well they're arranged. Oh my God, this is an absolute 10, huh? This is an absolute 10. I'll try them with the bread. Wow, these are some of the best I've had. So delicious. Will I break them taking them out? Notice this is the sardine's tail end. It's so small. Exquisite sardine, exquisite, absolutely delicious sardine at the highest level. I think you can make it this good, but maybe it's impossible to surpass it. What a fine thing, what a subtle bite, each one of these little sardines. Let me know in the comments. Can you tell me if you're more of a fan of sardines or little sardines, huh? That there's even that debate in the world of sardines. I personally prefer the little sardine, you know. It's finer, you barely notice the bone, but it's still there. It has it. I just took it out here. It's a creamy bone. Yeah, what a show. It's way ahead of the rest of the products I've tried, you know? And I don't think it's just something subjective about my personal taste, you know? I mean, it's even tastier than Maruca roe. This really is a gourmet product, you know? Although, well, it was gourmet. I mean, it was, because things have changed. Gourmet was a word used for someone who had exquisite taste in food. And now it turns out they call gourmet the food that's supposed to please that kind of person. Well, I don't know if I'm a gourmet, because in the end, everyone likes good things. You don't really need to study to be a gourmet. But if I understand what the word means nowadays, this is a real gourmet product, right? With all due respect, I devoured the can and I could eat 2 or 3 more cans. Speechless, I continue. This is one of the things I'm most excited to try today. The rice with Iberian ribs and roasted peppers. Oh my goodness, this sounds like heavenly music. It's from this brand that I've tried several times before. The paella comes out here in the back. The photo of the chef, whom I had the pleasure of meeting because he works at Las Bayretas, where I already recorded a video. Rafa Margos. And watch out, because this package includes, it says here, pork ribs from Velon, 100% Iberian Jota, plus roasted peppers and crushed tomato. And this, well, like I said, I'm really looking forward to it. It's quick to prepare, according to what I read here in the instructions. And well, here comes the vacuum-packed rice and the can, which contains the wood-fired Iberian ribs and roasted peppers. Anyway, I'm going to follow the instructions to the letter and enjoy. This little paella, this is what the rice looks like. Hey, it came with 270 grams of rice. I put it here in this 24 centimeter pan. Like I said, this isn't a real paella. It's not going to have socarrat, I'm telling you now, because, well, it turns out more soupy with the amount it comes with. I was surprised when I read the instructions because of what they said. Pour in the contents of the large can, bring it to a boil, add the rice when it's boiling, cook it on high heat for 10 minutes. And after 10 minutes, to add more color, just add the saffron. Well, I added the saffron because otherwise it wouldn't have much color, so I added saffron. The real kind, because I always have it here at home. I mean, the real one, not food coloring, it's saffron, real saffron. I infused it and added it, but I'm surprised the rice doesn't already include saffron. Here the amount is just right for 2 people. Actually, it says that after 10 minutes, you should lower the heat to half power. And in the last minute, turn it back up. If you want it stronger, if you want it drier, I did all that and, well, I expected a little more. Dry recommendation, if you want it really dry, turn up the heat or you'll have the same result I did. Anyway, I'm going to have a little bit here and I'll leave the rest for later because I insist my intention is not to eat all the food I've taken out today. This is one of the 2 plates that could easily come out. I think it's a good portion, but it's a bit of a soupy rice. Let's see how it is. That's what matters, right? It's good, but I almost forgot. Let it rest for 3 minutes, adjust salt at minute 10, and I forgot to taste it. I'm telling you because I realized with the first bite, I hadn't adjusted the salt. Now, well, I would have liked it more if it had the right amount of salt, but it's not completely bland, though a little more salt would have been good. The rice, well, it's really tasty. Honestly, a very flavorful rice. Now, I can't tell if it's cooked with firewood, just like when I use firewood at home, the flavor, that firewood taste. Some reactions change due to the temperature firewood can reach. Experts may claim they know more than I do, and that's probably true. Still, that's what I think. The steam produced by the pan, the paella, the paellera, whatever you want to call it, going outward is even stronger than the smoke coming from the firewood underneath, which is very unlikely to get in there, especially with the shape of the paella pan, which is kind of like an open cone facing upward. So I don't notice that wood-fired flavor in the rice, but it's true that when you cook it with firewood, the temperature does change. And with that, the processes change, and as a result, you get something different. But everyone who says it tastes like wood, well, I don't get that impression. The ribs are delicious. I see they have a lot of pepper. The flavor is really good. It's actually very tasty, and it's already spreading everywhere. A plate of paella for 15 or 20 euros at a restaurant? I'm telling you this because I was in Valencia a couple of weeks ago and ate at several restaurants. Every time I visit Valencia, I order rice dishes and paellas, and the lowest price I saw for Valencian paella was 16 or 17 per person. If there are 2 of us, I usually order for 3. So that's 50 euros for the paella, which in the end we share between 2 people, and it's fine, that's good. The invention works well and is easy to make, but I prefer my own version. I don't discredit this one, but I tailor mine more to your taste. What stood out to me were the ribs, which come with about 4 to 6 pieces. I mean, it's fine. I'm an absolute fan of completely dry rice, so this one didn't turn out completely dry for me. I wouldn't have lowered the heat. I have a standard ceramic cooktop and it's hard to get it just right anyway. No, when they say to turn your heat to high and then lower it, using an induction cooktop on high might have evaporated more and fixed this issue. In these cases, it's mostly trial and error. Now I know to use high from the start next time, so it'll be nice and dry. Anyway, I ate this and I was left wanting a little more because I insist it's good, you know? So just a little more to tell you that, well, hey, regarding the price I mentioned, these are products that you can afford. I insist, it's really good. And I'm glad to find rice dishes at the Gourmet Club, because for me, I've said it many times, in my opinion, it's my favorite dish. Wow, and I'm telling you, there's still more food left. And so we continue. Now it's time for this preserve from Felix Soto. It says conservas with tradition since 1927. It's boneless partridge in Escabeche. It says they debone it by hand. And well, they say it's ideal for salads, for fillings, for example, for stuffed peppers or pasta. I'm going to have it just like this. I like the ingredients it has since it contains extra virgin olive oil. It lists wine vinegar, salt, garlic, black pepper, and bay leaf here. This has to be a delicacy. Let's check it out. And here, leave, and in person, I'm also going to open the jar to see how it is, and we're going to pour it all out. He says on this little plate that it's served at room temperature. Let's see. All of it. It doesn't mean I'm gonna eat it all, but just to see the whole amount, well, it's quite a generous portion. Oh, how does this smell? This definitely needs some bread. Wow, how does it smell? Let's see. How's the pickled partridge here? Eating it straight with a spoon. This is so good. What a delicious marinade. Look, it's even better than at room temperature. Someone who used to make preserves taught me this once. If you put this marinade in the fridge, it turns kind of gelatinous and it's delicious. Marinades always dry out the tuna a little bit. The partridge is already done, and so is the bonito. Plus, well, partridge is a bird. Obviously not. It has different parts, and not all of them turn out equally juicy. For example, the breast will always turn out drier, and this part I was looking for, which is the drumstick, is juicier. Hey, well, it's really tasty, huh? It's really tasty, honestly, really good. Partridge and pheasant used to be dishes for the nobility, the ones served at royal feasts. And look at me now, the kid from Vallecas, eating partridge here in front of a camera, telling you how it tastes. This is an excellent protein source. With the skin removed, there's no fat, just pure protein. But for these days, though, when everyone goes overboard with food, this is pretty light. Like I said, I poured everything out to see how much there was. This is ideal to eat, like I said, for stuffing pasta or filling some piquillo peppers in a salad. Yes, a good salad would work well. Also with this escabeche, you can use this instead of tuna. Partridge served over tortilla lettuce hearts. Does that ring a bell? Can you also fill some croquettes with it? It would give a really nice touch to a Russian salad. Just imagine what I'm telling you, huh? By the way, it has quite a bit of pepper, which gives it a very interesting spicy touch, but that needs to be pointed out. For people who don't have much tolerance for spicy food, well, it's got a medium-low level of spiciness, but it is there, huh? Another thing that goes well with this partridge is just mayonnaise and partridge. Kind of like what they call at home, Elias, I can't remember the place, at home, Elias. The hack salad, which is basically hack with mayonnaise. Well, this is just with mayonnaise, like a little salad dish. Call it that if you want. With partridge, it would be delicious since the mayonnaise adds the needed fat and creaminess. Anyway, I think it's time to move on to desserts. I have two amazing ones. Let's go with the first one. You'll see. This is truly a feast for the eyes. Well, yes, honestly, it's a honeycomb from the brand Melistera Selecta. It says here it's ideal for pairing, but I'm going to pair it with my mouth, nothing more, nothing less, because I'm not going to add anything to it. I'm gonna open it here little by little so I don't get messy. And let's see how it is. This tasty honeycomb is quite expensive at 61 euros per kilo. Oh my, this is the honeycomb. If instead of the honeycomb they just gave you the honey, I don't know how much it would cost. Let's open it and check the packaging. Maybe it's a can. Wait. Wow, I'm already getting sticky. How much stickier will this get? Wow, it's like, oh, that's cool. I'm getting covered in honey. it arrives like a small package. Let's see. You can see the honeycomb there. Oh, this looks amazing. Let's see. Here it is. Here's the honeycomb. Wow, what a huge honeycomb. I'm going to try to take it out. Whoa, wow. Listen to how this sounds. Whoa, whoa. Wow, look at this. Oh my goodness. How am I going to handle this? I'm going to cut this little corner here. Wow. Let's see how it is. It smells really good. Oh! It's fine to eat honeycomb wax, but I've eaten it before and was told it's not meant to be eaten. This is like squeezing honey. From the honeycomb. Man, believe me, when I say this is a 10... What tasty honey. How does this sound? When I open it, I'm going to eat another piece because this is irresistible. It's like a cream that covers your whole palate. How sweet is it? You can really tell it's a natural product. Very, 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 very sweet. I'm not eating the rest out of embarrassment, okay? You might say embarrassment, and I agree. It was embarrassment because I said I didn't want to eat it. Everything I've taken out, and I've finished a lot of things, but wow, what delicious honey. It's so creamy. This is one of the best things tonight, huh? I'm going to save this little bit to have it later. I think it's amazing, really good. And the dessert coming up is made by a Michelin Guide chef. This really blew my mind when I saw it. These are the famous babas from Saint-Malo. This is a reinterpretation made by the Michelin-starred chef Luc Mobian. It's a dessert that's made in an artisanal way with no additives or preservatives, and it's already a cult product all over France. I was really looking forward to trying this. From the moment I saw it, it was one of the first things I chose. All right, a few little ones here. This is a delicacy, a Michelin star dessert. Honestly, I'm even more excited about this than the honey. It looks like a jar of pears in syrup. Here it is. I'm going to take out a couple of these babas. Well, I think this is going to be so good that I might eat them all. Wow, I'm going to try the syrup. I'm going. Wow, it really tastes like rum, huh? Wow, look at how the spoon goes through. Oh my goodness. How will this go? I don't think I'm wrong about the baba. What a treat. I'm finishing the whole jar. How fluffy, that touch of rum. I think if you drink the whole jar, you'll test positive on a breathalyzer, huh? Delicious, huh? I'll have one more, then close the jar. I know myself. Does this have Madagascar vanilla bean? Or is it just a strong alcoholic dessert? Can kids even have this? It says it has 16.7% rum in the syrup. Well, no wonder, huh? I'm not sure. How did you like today's gourmet batch? For my taste, it ends on a high note. Some things are delicious, others not so much. A mix of highlights and low points. I hope you got the best parts of the video. For me, the best part is that you stayed with me until now, and I have to thank you for it with all my heart. Remember, if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a big super like, subscribe. It helps me a lot and it doesn't cost you anything at all. And ring the bell, tolon, 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 so YouTube notifies you whenever we post a new video. And that's all for today. See you in the next video. Goodbye.